So I got a bunch of questions from guys in the ON30 group on Facebook about the TCS KAM4-LED, and I thought I'd go ahead and answer some of your questions in a video. So the first question is, what in the world does it even do? Pretty much it is a decoder with a built-in capacitor bank that acts like a backup battery. So if you're running over a dead frog, dirty track, or things like that, the locomotive will run all by itself. To prove that, I'm going to start the locomotive running on the track and then pick it up to show you guys just how long it will run for. So locomotive is running and locomotive is off the track. You can also see the decoder capacitor bank inside, and it has an extremely small form factor. Ignore the wires there, I need to snip them short, but I haven't done it yet. The other thing that's really nice about this decoder is just how quiet it is. It's incredible. And it's still going. Seriously impressive considering how small the decoder is. Now, one thing to keep in mind is obviously because it will run on no power effectively, you got to make sure that if you are going to run the locomotive onto a dead section of track, that it is stopped before it runs into the dead section of track, or it will continue running and crash into whatever it is on the dead track. I know some people will run a dead track as a failsafe in a yard situation, especially for dead-end staging or something like that. So definitely make sure that you have stopped the locomotive before it runs onto the dead track, or it's going to keep running for a while and might not be a good thing. The other thing is, it does not solve the problem of starting on dirty track. If the train does not have any power going to it, it can't receive a signal and it's not going anywhere, charged capacitor or not. In my experience, usually it starts just fine, but if it is on a dirty section, just a little bump is all it takes to get it to, for a fraction of a second, receive the signal. The capacitor kicks in if it's still dirty, and it keeps going. That said, you can't do things that you could with a dead rail system, which would be radio control, but it's a nice go-between for those who have the smaller locomotives and want the nice smooth performance of, you know, radio control or something like that, or a larger locomotive with more pickups, but obviously can't do that. The wiring pickup on here is all stock from Bachmann using their 4 little wipers. I am debating adding track wipers, partly just to wipe the track clean and partly just as extra insurance for pickup, as I don't exactly like the wheel pickups, but they work. The other nice thing about this decoder is it has 4 LED functions built in, and according to the pamphlet that comes from it, you can do all kinds of different stuff. The main features of this decoder are the keep alive, which is amazing, back EMF, which gives really good low speed control. This locomotive does not exactly like to run the best at slow speeds. It's always been like that. I think it's a mechanism issue, and I've looked it over, but even at slow speeds it runs nicely. Quiet drive, you guys heard it, it's ridiculously quiet. Auto detect for realistic throttle response when using DC power. Have not tried that, but considering how well it runs, I assume it worked. Dim brightness of bulbs or LEDs is adjustable. Variable momentum. Ditch lights. Mars, gyra, and rotary beacon are adjustable. Decoder lock, and function remapping. And inside the pamphlet, they even include all the different CVs that you can adjust, as well as a wiring diagram. I wish I could do all that, but with my wonderfully basic, easy G-Call command unit, I'm lucky if I can do consisting, which I can do. But I can't get into any of that fancy stuff. But that said, for an out-of-the-box application, it works nice. I have not wired up the headlight though. I need to work on that. I just got so carried away running it around because it was so awesome that, you know, I totally forgot to do the lighting. Oops. So all in all, the TCS KAM4 line of keep alive decoders are nice if you're looking for performance for a lightweight engine that has minimal power pickup. If your layout has a bunch of dead frogs on it, especially in a yard situation when you're going slow, that makes you prone to stalling. You have a locomotive that just likes to stall a lot. Some of them are extremely finicky when it comes to various running conditions on the layout, and maybe this might be good for you. This will not, though, fix an issue with an actual drive mechanism if it binds or anything like that, so definitely be careful, as you could overheat the decoder and cause problems. Thankfully, TCS says they have a goof-proof, no questions asked warranty. Thankfully, I've never had to use it, but it's nice that they have that, but don't try and burn your decoder up. It wouldn't be a good day. And lastly, if you're just looking for a small factor, simple, easy to use decoder that you can pull out, wire it up, and go, it's nice. In the case of this one and this locomotive, it did not have the NMRA plug on it. It had just a solder board with the stock decoder, so I just unsoldered the connections and soldered the KAM4 in there, and it was good to go. It took me less than 20 minutes to pull it off. The other really nice thing is just how small this decoder is. It is small. It is actually small enough that I can take my custom brass shell that I machined for myself, cabamine, my bad, and what I'm probably going to do is make a little bunker inside one area of it out of 10,000 sheet brass and just hide the decoder in there, make it look like a fuel bunker, job done. Definitely a lot better form factor than an external keep alive unit, which is here with my 042 sound equip from Bachmann. You know, you kind of do the math. Those have a little more room than a 040, but still, the keep alive for that is huge and doesn't last as long as that. But then again, sound units draw a lot more amps. So I hope that helped you guys a bit, and if you still have questions, please feel free to comment down below. I hope I covered some of the main topics here. I know everybody has a unique question, but I thought I'd show you guys an example of it running and what it can actually do, which still blows me away. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time working on your model railroad.